Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the 5th podcast in the All About Paisley series. We're here tonight, myself, we've got Gavin.
Whoa!
We've got
Headless Harry
in the corner. We weren't actually going to mention him, but I can't, not introduce him.
He just showed up.
And of course, we've got the very famous Rachel Smith.
Yay!
Good evening, Rachel. So, welcome to this 5th episode.
Woo! So happy anniversary! Over the first month. Can you believe that's been over a month already?
I know. It absolutely flies in.
It
but
feels like years.
That's a woman thing, Gavin, don't you think? It feels like years.
Episode 1. I mean, technically, I still think our wee teaser was episode 1. So that was our half of one when we were sitting there at the table. I was still 40 minutes we spoke about, so technically it was an episode.
Is that the one that's behind the paywall?
That is the one that's behind the paywall.
Is that the episode?
That's the episode.
That's the one.
That's the one.
That's the one we can't talk about.
No, but yeah, but even just the wee snippet, there's G-strings mentioned and all manners of stuff.
Yes.
I would say you could send us a request and we'll let you see it, but then people will share it and it'll get out, and
it's not clean at all in the slightest.
It's not for public viewing.
No. We can't even give a wee spoiler because it's the spoiler.
It's the kind of thing you'd see in the theatre in Blackpool.
Yeah, it's
as a forerunner to Ron Chubby Brown.
It's really how me and Rachel know each other. And
that sounds wrong.
Oh no, exactly.
No.
It's nothing like that.
Wait a minute. Rachel.
Oh, we've started off on a good foot. Anyway,
It's nothing to do with the G-string. How we know each other.
No.
Rachel and Gavin used to work together.
And it's not relating to the G-string. Just
What G-string? Where did the G-string come from?
Remember, there was
family member bought
me a
G-string.
Do you not wear it on the outside?
Yeah, well, the
superhero
I showed you the
uniform.
picture of. Yeah, I have.
Have you got a picture of
I
it?
got a picture of. There was a time in work, and you were to dress up as a superhero.
We'll get the picture.
And instead of having actual superhero costume like Superman or something, I just got everything colourful and I wore it.
The whole lot.
and I had a G-string over my clothes. So it was just the most. I think I called myself Captain Static or something like that because I had some electric
Oh yeah,
shirt.
because we did electrostatic because of the mobile phones. Yeah, so Gavin and I worked together.
Gavin Divers,
I worked
ladies
in
and
HR
gentlemen.
and Gavin worked in the call centre. That's how Gavin and I know each other.
And that'll just need to be it until we decide what we're doing with the rest of the story.
Without disclosing too much, Rachel had to discipline him.
I didn't actually do the disciplinary, but my department.
Well,
had
that
to
said
do the
too much,
disciplinary.
It's a little
Nugget. Or did she?
a nugget of information.
So, how are we looking today, Rachel?
Yes, good. So yeah, we've had quite a few events again, and we've got some more coming up. Obviously, as usual. So we've got Graham's historical walking tour coming up on Sunday, the 20th of October.
Amazing.
So it's at 2:00. Starts at the west door of Paisley Abbey.
Is that one?
That
is really
Yes.
good.
That's a not to be missed one. So yeah, generally it's the kind of entry gateway to all the tours. You know, it's our Graham's our kind of premium legendary individual. He's been a tour guide since the 60s and 70s, massively experienced. And if you've not been to that one, you definitely should. You'll guarantee to learn so much about the town.
And it's also, there's been students going on it as well. We've had one specifically for students as well as an introduction to Paisley that was requested by, is it MyPad?
Yeah, so the MyPad Paisley, the accommodation for the Paisley people, the students coming into Paisley. I thought it'd be a good idea just to let the students understand what their town had done that they're moving into. So that done really well.
Yeah, the ones I think there was a bit.
Don't start, not yet. We're just at the beginning.
I'm lifting.
Uh-oh.
What's that, Gav? Students.
No.
I can't even say that. Students.
Student.
I do enunciate.
Student.
They used to take the Michael Fisher with me, but the way I said milk.
Oh, milk.
Sorry, I don't mean to button.
That's fine. You just hear that.
I'm just the guy that makes the pies. I'll just.
What are the pies this week?
They were consumed. They were.
We have
Reminiscences.
seriously out of date Mr. Kipling's cakes.
There's
seriously, I did.
Shortbread I brought as well.
There's shortbread, so
Hallucinogenic cakes over there.
cup of tea and a piece of shortbread.
You run along and get the shortbread.
We have been thinking about a drinking episode.
I'm joking.
Excuse me.
Is that maybe a Christmas episode? A wee drinking episode?
I'll be back.
But not mulled wine
Oh, you don't like milk?
or mince pies.
Oh no, get out! You don't like mince pies?
No.
And you like parsnips?
No.
Oh no.
Oh, parsnips.
Oh,
She doesn't like parsnips. Doesn't like mince pies. Doesn't like mulled wine's a bit weird. Like who heated up my wine and put some floating stuff in it?
No.
Parsnips to me are
They're the best bit.
They taste.
a punishment.
They taste.
Oh,
like,
you think you two are over there? Me and Harry are in. You're like parsnips are. They're banging. Exactly.
I think they taste quite. They taste quite soapy. Like they remind me of soap. I don't know.
It's probably not. I might not do that too much. What does Rachel know anyway? You're rubbish.
It's just sitting there pulling his head off.
Stop.
I know. It's not even a reference. That's a reference to a behind the scene video we did. It's going to be posted separately. We just can't do this. I'm getting. It just falls apart. Swiftly moving on. What were you saying there about Graham?
I've lost. How do I get this back?
Oh no.
On here?
Oh, we need to put it off the sleep mode.
Okay, thank you.
Don't give
Yes.
Rachel a Mac.
I don't know how to work it yet. So yeah, obviously there's Graham's Historical Walking Tour. If you've not been on it, you should go on it. It gets really good feedback, really popular. People from all over have been on it and really enjoyed it. We've also got the Tannahill Cottage Tour, so they're opening that especially for us. That is full, that event, but we're hoping that they might run it for us a bit more often. Oh, thank you very much. That's on the 26th
why not?
of October. You having some, Gavin?
I'll try. Oh yes, okay, that works.
I love shortbread. Do you ever made your own shortbread?
Nope.
Oh.
Did I get right up your nose? Oh no!
It's on your face and everything.
How is that? That's a slow motion moment right there. That needs to be. You need to
What's on
repeat
your
that in slow motion.
I've got iron brew up my nose. I don't even know.
Anyway, never mind. So our next thing we've got is about things that were filmed in Paisley. So, Gavin,
Oh yes. Well, what I do want to say is that what we're doing with the tours is we are slowly working towards making them reoccurring. So there were kind of bits and bobs just there. So we're kind of casual. Then we're moving into kind of part time. So we're slowly working that out. Should we mention the coats? Mm-hmm. So we were launching the coats event in November, but we've decided we've still got too many moving parts. Everything's just far too tight for its own good to launch in November. So we're delaying it. We're postponing it to next year because it's a sensible choice. There's only one way to do things, and that's right. So we're just not at that point just now.
and where's the time going? Like, we're in October already.
It's I mean, do you remember we thought about doing it in October, and then we're already here, and
I know.
So we have a student helping us out behind the scenes. We're going to be launching a new website soon. So paisleyheritage.org.uk is going to be... So we're launching the charity arm of Paisley Heritage. A long time ago, we were trying to think what angle we're going. Are we going via charity or are we going to be a limited company? And I kind of, I always just felt as if you're a charity, most of your time you're trying to get funding and you need to vote and stuff. And I thought, well, if we just be a limited company, be sustainable, it'll be good now. I'm trying to make eye contact with you.
What is it that you're laughing at?
Because he's still the nose and the iron brew thing. And who would have thought it'd be? You thought it'd be me that would fall apart. So,
you ever start laughing at something and then everything's
escalates.
funny?
Oh,
so
in the worst possible moment. Sorry, Gavin.
no, and it's fine. And so we decided to be a limited company, so we're sustainable, and all the money that we made in the store goes back to paying individuals, and we go to care homes, and we do all these kind of things off the back of the money of the store. Is what we started with. But now we've kind of realised that as we then become a tourist company, we have visitors from town, there is a couple of our talks that don't really have tourist appeal, like talking about trams or talking about Linwood or even just talking about the observatory. Or even the Glen Cinema.
Disaster, yeah.
So hopefully the plan is if we launch the charity arm, then we can still continue giving these talks to the Paisley people for free. So we have 3 of us, because you need odd numbers in a charity. So if you do a vote, if there's 4 people and 2 and 2, then pointless. So it's just 3 of us, and hopefully get that launched soon, because the paisleyheritage.org.uk is going to be divided into 2 sites. Paisleyheritage.org.uk will be the kind of charity arm and all the community stuff and the knowledge.
Yeah.
And paisleytours.co.uk will then be the commercial side of things and the retail. So moving up in the world. And I've spoken to the student, see if she might come on the podcast, but she's absolutely lovely, and I've saw the initial site and it looks amazing.
So it's marketing student?
Yes, a marketing student from UWS. So we're helping her with her dissertation and stuff like that, and we have a marketing budget to give to her to do kind of marketing type stuff.
Fabulous.
Amazing. Amazing opportunity.
Is she responsible for Paisley Tours?
No, she won't. She's got kind of goals she wants to achieve. So an incremental increase in the bookings of the tours, an incremental increase in the amount of traffic to the site. She's got herself kind of. So she's going to be with us for three months. Brilliant. And really, if I'm honest, the plan is that we'd like to hire her moving forwards. It'd probably still be a freelance role because it wouldn't be a full-time job, but I would like to be able to then keep her with us if we could do that. So the other thing I did want to point out is we have a celebrity following the page, who is Scotty McClue.
Oh, yes. Radio fame, yes.
Yes.
Well done.
Way. So thanks very much, Scotty. All your comments and sharing the post will be very realised and noticed. So once we ditch Harry, you could have a wee seat here. Obviously, Scotty McClure is known for being a radio presenter and a newscaster, and he's legendary within Scotland. So thank you so much, buddy. It means quite a lot. Your support means so much. So now we're in the season of October. We maybe thought we would discuss some spooky stuff and also then a segue onto some Paisley-related stuff. So I wanted to know, what's your favourite scary movie?
Oh,
you know how that's a reference to Scream?
Yes.
And then on the phone.
Yes. That's hilarious.
See what I did there? Yes. Just to make sure that there was a wee bit of thinking to that.
Yeah. Hey, what's your name? What's your favourite scary movie?
I can't remember Drew Barrymore's... Anyway,
I remember as a wee girl, I've got an older brother, so he's 4 years older than me, so he always watched scary movies and things like, and
I was a horror freak
15 films and all that kind of thing, and I was like 4 years younger and probably not really supposed to watch them, and I was always a wee scaredy cat. So the one that always sticks in my head is like Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, that's a classic.
You
don't beat Freddy Krueger.
That was proper.
Character of Freddy Krueger is legendary.
And just that whole thing that he could get you in your sleep, and then remember there was ones as it went on that people would bring items like his hat.
Oh, and it was from the street
from the dream and all that kind of thing. And
there's never been a better, a more scarier figure than Freddy Krueger.
There was a little nursery rhyme that went along.
1, 2, Freddy's coming through.
Yes, that's it.
That was amazing. They tried to make a remake and it just failed. Robert Englund is the actor that played Freddy Krueger. Yes. I wish he'd come back. He needs to come back, do more Freddy movies.
Generally, slashery movies don't scare me. I don't find them.
No.
Although that is that kind of movie, but because it's based on the sort of dream world and all that.
The Terminator is technically a slasher movie with sci-fi
I like
elements.
things that relate to sort of demonic possessions.
Yes.
I'm doing it. Hold on. Demonic possessions.
Stinker!
That's my first stinker. And I love all that kind of thing. So films like The Omen and stuff.
Oh, The Omen,
really
Exorcist.
Yes, The
Exorcist is really good. What's the dead Bruce Campbell?
Although when I was a young kid, it was Night of the Living Dead. George Romero.
Oh, yeah. Georgie Romero.
The
amazing
original zombie film, Zombie Master.
I'm too young.
What is that film? That's going to annoy me. Evil Dead.
You've
watched that? Evil Dead 2.
I
was a massive horror fan, so I loved all these movies.
I quite like horror.
And then the resurgence of the zombie genre when it came back in 2003 when they brought out a remake of Dawn of the Dead.
And that was the guy that done the 300.
Zack Snyder,
that's right. And that done really, really well. I saw that in the cinema.
So did I. I went to the release at midnight because I'm a sado.
Oh, yes.
And that kind of reinvented that genre. So we ended up with Walking Dead, 10
Shaun
seasons of, and Shaun of the Dead. That was brilliant.
That was amazing.
And all the times they paid homage to the George Romero films and that, with the sounds and stuff like that.
We need to do movies
too young.
Eventually. Yes, too
young.
I'm too young.
I quite like films as well that
late 20s,
like that scared you, like are
You
scary.
look good for 21.
That are quite scary films, that there's somebody under the bed or there's somebody in your house, that kind of thing as well, rather than all the blood and guts.
I really like a good horror movie. Probably the two I'd probably mention. You ever seen Dog Soldiers?
Yes.
Oh yes.
Loved it.
Well, good movie because it's very seriously a army movie with werewolves. It's not werewolf films, but army.
All the sausages.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it set in the Highlands?
It is, and I thought that'd be nice themed because it's Scottish. Yeah. Neil Marshall's the director, and it was a good film.
I think we could make our own horror film in Paisley.
Yes.
Oh, I would love that.
Right,
do you want to?
Yes, let's do that.
Shall we?
Yeah.
Yes.
We've got the camera gear.
Yeah.
We've got the lights.
We could go do it in the coats or something.
We've got the actors.
Yes.
We could also film some at my mum and dad's farm out in the middle of
yes.
nowhere.
Yeah.
Pitch black.
Get a chainsaw.
My brother's a tree surgeon.
You get a
There we go.
chainsaw. It's all
And
the
we could
bits
get
are moving
the
together.
thing, the chipper. So we could, we're not going to put it through the chipper, but like
Harry,
you know.
do you fancy getting into a chipper?
Banging.
I think we should make a Paisley horror film.
I like that. That's going to happen. So this time next year we'll be launching our.
We will make it. We will make a 30-minute long.
I don't want to get murdered.
Scary.
Just
Well,
have them-
I want to murder you.
And another horror movie.
Gavin. Most people want to murder Gavin.
Well, there we go. I
The
think
most,
Gavin
the
should
most
be murdered.
notorious. Yes.
That'll make a
Okay,
lot of
money
people
for
in
that
Paisley
big
happy.
long queue.
That'll be a blockbuster, Gavin.
Could you imagine putting out for adverts for actors for that one? We need somebody to murder Gavin. I'll do it.
Please.
Swiftly moving on. So
We're just kidding on Gavin.
That's good.
We love you really,
Kinda
Hope.
not really, but
Sweating.
so another horror movie. You ever seen A Descent?
Yes.
You've seen A Descent.
Loved it.
That's an amazing movie
That was,
because it's all kind of claustrophobia at the
very.
beginning. So it's women that are going cave diving, scarplunking.
Yes.
And I can't ruin it.
I might have seen it.
The I don't want to say too much.
I know. Have you? And then halfway
creatures
through.
are-
Yeah, well, you've said it now. So it's a movie. It's a monster movie, really.
a creature
but you
feature.
have no clue whatsoever, and they're stuck in a cave.
I might have seen it.
And then halfway through, remember the bit, and so they've got no lights on, and they've got this girl that's then using the camera for night vision.
Yes, yeah.
And then she
I think
pans
I
over,
have
and there's this thing right beside them.
I think I have.
Oh, that's amazing.
Is it on Netflix?
I actually went to the cinema to see that, and I got a reoccurring nightmare of like something in the corner.
Reminds me of one that was filmed in the underground. In
Oh,
London.
the Creep
Oh,
or something
The
like that.
Creep,
It's an
that's
Australian
up
one.
there.
There was an Australian version.
I love
of
that film. I love it. I love
So,
that film.
and then I thought we could then talk about TV and films that have been filmed in Paisley. So I have a wee list.
Go for it.
So did you know there was an episode of Rabsy Nesbitt filmed in Paisley?
No.
Did not,
I have
no.
no details whatsoever about the episode, but there was. Obviously, Stone of Destiny. You ever seen that?
Yes.
That was a good
I've not seen it, but I saw somebody post the other day about it.
film in the Abbey. And
was that back in the 90s, was it not?
that's right. Obviously, the idea of a couple of students stealing the Stone of Destiny.
Students.
Mother.
So that was filmed in the Abbey and Oakshaw.
Was it students that stole them?
Maybe.
I'm running the M word, the S word. There's all these. We'll just not visit.
Do we know when they
Just eat
took
your
it?
shortbread.
They didn't take it to Houston by any chance.
Oh no, and the H
Houston.
word.
The students took it to Houston.
They're ganging up on me. Shallow Grave.
Oh, but
Shallow Grave.
that was a good movie.
Was filmed in an RAH basement. One of the scenes.
That was the three of them, wasn't it?
Christopher
They
Eccleston,
lived in a flat in
Ewan McGregor. I don't know
Edinburgh.
the
There
girl.
was somebody in the attic, or what was it?
No, he eventually the guy that played the accountant ended up in the attic. He ended up
They all
Ah,
kind of
okay.
fell apart.
Yeah.
Because of money.
Well,
Was that they killed somebody?
the Ewan McGregor and the girl,
Mm-hmm.
they did. No, they found someone dead in the flat, and then they didn't kill him.
Mm.
He was a flatmate. They were advertising for flatmates. They were interviewing everybody. He came in. They went in to get him, and he was dead.
Oh, that's
Unexplained
good. You
death.
remember that all the way back in the
And
90s.
yep, and they found a big, massive suitcase full of money.
Yes.
So it was a moral dilemma what to do with this
And then
money.
they all
So
fell
they
for it.
decided, let's not tell the authorities. We'll go and stick out in the forest, make a grave.
We'll put him in a
Yep.
shallow grave.
And then it was the mental stigma.
The
of what
falling
they had
apart.
done, the falling
Yeah.
apart between them. So he was
Yeah.
paranoid
Amazing
about them
movie.
getting caught. The other two were just concerned about spending money. It was a brilliant film.
Brilliant. A True Mismatch filmed.
I watched the first
Oh,
episode.
did
of
you?
that.
Oh, yes.
Yes, I paid for it on Amazon.
After Dan's.
After Dan, yes.
Yeah, so what do you think?
It was great.
Amazing.
And
yeah.
I recognised a lot of the areas.
Yeah,
I need to watch it. I'm
And,
not
and the stories, the plot's really good.
I mean-
Dan's brilliant.
Considering what they managed to pull off with such a small budget was amazing.
It's
It was
legendary. It really is.
Really good
You know,
work. So
From an individual that thinks about crowdfunders and stuff like that.
if you're watching this, Dan loved it. In fact, I'm just about to watch episode 2 and looking forward to. I think Dan said episode 3 about near Christmas or something. I can't remember. I'm sure he said around then or at the start of the new year.
That's
Or
right,
so.
that's
Yeah, I
right.
think so.
But it's really good and highly recommend it. So it's on Amazon Prime,
That's right.
and you saw Dan last episode.
And obviously he's got his Halloween thing.
He's got his Halloween thing. It's more short.
Yeah.
as well.
If you don't,
And that's
don't get a
something
ticket
I'd
for
like
that.
to go.
So that will still be going when this comes out. So definitely get a ticket if you're not already.
Yeah, and I think he said there's quite a few of them are sold out already. So a few of the shows, aren't they? So
He's
get
doing
your
more
tickets
shows
soon.
this time.
Yeah, they're doing it over
He's
8
Putting
nights.
eight,
yeah.
8 shows on. Yeah.
Bigger, better, longer.
But a very talented guy.
Yeah, no, he's amazing. So Agatha Christie's Underway. Do you remember on Forbes Place there was filming?
Yes.
A period place, period thing. I've never watched Underway, but I don't know the plot whatsoever.
I've seen quite a lot of filming about Paisley now and then, though. Yeah, there's been different things.
It's very
because
surprising the list, yeah.
buildings and
Taggart,
things
there was
like
an
that.
episode of Taggart filmed in Paisley, Oakshire, not surprising. And
Rebus, there was an episode of that filmed
What
in
is-
Alan's
what is Rebus?
chip shop. It's a
It's a chip shop.
no, not the
Rebus?
TV program.
It's a crime. I don't know. I've never really.
You're going to
watched
get your own button soon, son.
it. I think it's a Scottish it's a Scottish thing, isn't it, Rebus?
Oh, is it David Tennant?
I don't know.
okay.
I don't know. I just know that an episode of it was filmed.
And the last one I have on my list is Outlander,
Yes.
season
Was
5.
it Coates? It was Coates,
Coates,
wasn't
that's right,
it? Yeah.
that's right.
Well, my wife was a massive Outlander fan.
Right,
And you
right.
can believe she didn't miss that. She was straight up there.
Yeah, oh yeah, at the
Outlander's
filming,
getting filmed
yeah.
in Paisley,
Amazing.
Aronofsky. Oof.
So that's a really
I've seen it.
impressive
I've watched
list.
it. Yeah, that's a lot, isn't it?
I used to say that when we were going anywhere and we used to go exploring in the caravan.
Yeah.
I was always scared to pass any standing stones in case Sarah jumped out the car and tried to flipping Outlander herself to Jamieville, you know. So, I want Jamie!
Was it
Doesn't
good?
work.
Was it good? Did Outlander?
See, the first few seasons were...
Uh-huh.
I ended up watching it with her because you know, TV was on.
It was. I thought it was more catered for women.
It's good.
Oh, is it? Okay, I'll
It's
give
good.
it a whirl.
The acting in it's incredible. There's some really, really, really hard-hitting scenes in it. I mean,
Oh, really?
particularly hard-hitting. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Particularly
Obvious stuff that I can't even talk about on this.
after show material.
But personally, I think it lost its way a bit when they I don't like to say too much.
How many seasons did it get to? Do you know?
Oh, I think there's about 7,
Wow. Okay.
and I haven't seen the last few. So one these seasons 1, 2, and 3, I would say brilliant. When it's based in Scotland, it's based all about the Jacobite Rising. It's about Claire, who's a nurse, an ex-World War II nurse, and she touches a standing stone and poof, she goes back to 1740 odds, and she's right in the middle of the when the clans are trying to build up. So I don't want again, but worth a watch. First
I'll give it
couple
a
of
shot.
seasons are brilliant. And there's a fantastic version of the Skyboat song as a theme tune. which is brilliant.
Because I thought it was going to be sci-fi. Technically, the first episode sci-fi, and then does she get back home?
Can't tell you.
Oh, she doesn't. She doesn't want to leave him.
Much later on.
She doesn't want to
Like
leave him.
Quantum Leap.
No.
Oh, Quantum Leap. Oh boy.
Quantum Leap.
The thing is, the thing about it is, I'm going to give you a wee sneak peek at it, right? Her husband is ex-MI5.
Right.
He was in the Secret Service, and she was a nurse.
Did they fast forward in
After
time?
the war, you see it from both timelines. So
Interesting.
she just disappears. So her husband's left back in 1946 or whatever, looking for his wife who's gone. She suddenly appears in 1740 something. I can't remember exactly when. It might have been 45 because the last Jacobite Rising was around 1745, and the first person she sees is a redcoat who's an absolute spitting image of her husband.
Oh, maybe related.
Yes, an
Oh,
ancestor.
okay.
But
Oh, yes.
he's an absolute beast of a person.
Oh, right. Controversial.
Yes, and she just turns round and she sees this person who's exact spin. Anyway, long story short, she ends up getting caught up with the Highlanders, and the story goes from there.
I'll give it a whirl.
It's a love story. It's a people being. There's a lot to it.
John, watching just now, do you ever see the Steve Martin Shore Murder in the Building?
Murder in the Building. I started to watch it, and then I never really got into it, but I've heard it's really good.
I watched season 1 in a day. I'm on season
okay,
2.
Okay.
Martin Short, you know the Three Musketeers.
Yes,
Obviously, minus the Chevy Chase, but it's
Chevy Chase.
But Martin Short and Steve Martin, they've still got it. It's pretty good. It's pretty amazing.
Just talking about Halloween, I watch a thing called Ghosts. So there's 2 versions of Ghosts. There's a UK version and there's a US version, and I much prefer the US version. And it's silly, but it's just silly comedy, and it's really funny. It's about this young couple who inherit a house. It's like an old auntie's house estate.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
BBC.
Yes. So I think the US version and the UK version are both in the BBC iPlayer. I'm not sure. I know the UK one is.
What's it called?
Just Ghosts.
Is it just called Ghosts?
And I won't ruin it too much for people, but basically the house is haunted. There's these ghosts, and they're all from different eras. They're all from different times.
Genius Caveman.
And,
There's a caveman one.
There's a Viking. There's a kind of Wall Street guy. There's a sort of Edwardian lady. There's an American Indian. So I can't remember what else there is, but and it's really funny. So the woman that and the couple that buy the house, she falls down the stairs. Well, actually, the ghosts are trying to get them out, and they push one of them. They all have different powers, and one of them can move objects. So he pushes a vase over, not trying to kill her or anything, but she falls on it and she falls down the stairs. And when she comes round, she can see and hear them all. But she keeps that. The doctor said she
fell out the window.
Hallucinate, and anyway, so then. And it's really sweet and funny because she helps them all because they've all got unfinished business, but obviously her husband can't see them, so sometimes she's like, "What's happening? What's going on?" And
really funny.
but I really like it. It's
Is
really
it all
funny.
about
Really
Paisley
enjoy it.
recommendation?
Yes, Ghosts.
Do you ever?
Incredible, the US one.
And do you ever remember a Halloween program that was live one year, and it was a ghost hunt. It was a live.
The Ghost Watch thing.
Ghost Watch,
Yes,
yeah. Did you watch that? Wow.
Yes.
You never seen that? So it was
It's a BBC thing, wasn't
Parkinson
it?
was in it.
Yeah.
The guy, a red dwarf, was on.
Was it Craig Charles?
Yeah, Craig Charles. So it was made to look. It was a hoax, right? But they did it live, and it was one Halloween, and it made so many complaints. It freaked out so many people.
I must have been about 8 or I don't know, a primary school
Yeah.
age anyway, and it was.
It was fake, right? But they made it look like a live show. Like, oh, this house notoriously has a ghost.
Pipes.
And pipes, yeah. And they'd be talking, and we'd hear like tapping, like, did you hear that? Did everybody hear that? And you're taking it all like, oh, I heard it too. And there's this one shot, right? Oh my goodness. The camera pans, and there's like a thing standing
It still
there
makes me
as
feel
it
quite
pans.
scared.
It does. Yeah, and you need to try and find it. And then and it's just standing there, and and nobody in the show's acknowledged it, and you're like, did you see that? And it made.
And does it not possess one of them? Or and then
Eventually,
it's
it goes too far, and then it goes in the studio, and it messes up the times. So at one point, it goes too far.
And the
Up
cameras
until-
are all
yeah.
getting thing-
Up until that point,
bumped and
you're so invested.
No,
Yeah,
it's-
yeah. You need to find it, and I think it caused record amount of
It did,
complaints.
yeah.
Because nobody there was no real. I think maybe at the very beginning there was an indication that this was pre-recorded. And it was for entertainment, but it made it look as if it was like a live radio
And I don't
phone.
think it went out that late either. Like, you know how the whole
Yeah,
watershed
they
thing,
really
so
messed
I
up,
think
and
it was-
people were phoning up, and what
The
they would do.
children were watching.
Yeah, the people were kidding to phone up, and they were saying, yeah, oh, we saw this in the footage, and they would roll back the footage and they would show you. So the ghost maybe showed up like 5 or 6 different times, and so if you'd imagine that's live, you'd actually think it's real, and you're freaking out.
Yeah.
That would be quite cool.
But it must have
filled
been
your
way
pants
back in the
freaking-
was it the 80s, 90s?
90s.
90s, was
Definitely
it?
need to find it,
This
yeah.
is all giving me ideas for a horror movie. Paisley. And I just want to. Can I just add something here? Is a studio the same as a studio?
A studio,
Say it again.
a studio,
So there's students in the studio in Houston.
students in a studio. It's a good thing I'm over this side. Of
What
the
other words is it you can't say? Always ancestors and descendants.
need to
It gets
find
them
out.
confused.
Sorry, Gavin.
She said bolognese. Come on,
She
that
did,
beats
she
it all. She added another
Yeah, but
layer.
that's the only thing I've said wrong
So far.
that you know of that I say wrong.
We're waiting you. You're next. You're going to give a wee weird word.
I'll think of something to say. Wrong.
Just when you're not expecting it. Like, what did you just say?
Do you know what? For years,
Jalapenos.
oh, yeah,
Jalapenos.
yeah,
Jalapenos.
yeah, I do say that. I
Jalapenos.
say that too.
I never mentioned you. Do you say that?
Yes, yes. I thought
Saddle.
you knew that.
Didn't have them in the farm.
So, do you know that website where you find some really good deals, like for places in Glasgow?
Bear.com.
No, you maybe
Go
you might not
compare.
know what I'm talking about.
Go
I'll just have
compare.
to tell you, it is on, as in it
Never
is
heard of it.
on.
I never heard of it.
Have you not? Right,
No.
maybe it's more a woman thing than a man thing.
Right,
Anyway,
right.
but
It
there's-
is on.
It is on, right? But for years, I didn't realise it's spelled it is on. So I used to say to people, yeah, it is in. And I would phone up places and I go, yes, I've got one of those it is on vouchers. And they must have been like, a what?
It isn't voucher.
And then everybody in my work one day was like, what did you just say? And I went, yeah, it is on. It's this really well-known website. Do you not know it? And they were
It
like,
is
yes,
on.
we know of it is on, but we don't know of it is in. I was like, oh, it is
Thanks for just taking the
on.
pressure off me, Rachel. I really
So,
appreciate that. A fiver in the post, you know.
That's like going to an Italian restaurant and asking for the pagione. Page 1.
Oh, my stomach's sore with laughing.
Oh, yeah. So I have to really, if I see it and it is on deal, I've always it is on.
Gavin, can you slide the shortbread in my direction, please?
Yes, yes.
Because my piece of shortbread was actually. I'm convinced I've lost a piece somewhere.
Took a wee-
Was that what you were looking for?
That's what I was looking for there.
Whoa.
I had a nice big chunk of shortbread and I had a tiny wee bit.
So we'll talk about the Halloween episode. The Halloween episode's looking quite good. Well,
There's the rest of it.
with Gail. So we'll
Did he put that back and eat a bit?
no, I had a whole.
No, that's my bit. That's why mine was
I
tiny.
take that back and
So
complain.
I think the coats have a red light, but other because lights. I guess we'll bring. You could dim these a wee bit.
You can change colour.
Well, they could change colour.
And,
Oh.
excuse me,
Anyway, bam, 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 bam,
I've
bam.
ordered 2 small rig lights that
Right.
size, very powerful LEDs, which can go through the whole spectrum of colours.
Oh, interesting.
Have we got a disco light?
I have got a laser light over there.
Bring the
What are you
disco
dressing up
light.
as?
Oh, I don't know. I've only got a week. I've got a week to decide.
Can I come as a zombie?
Yeah. I would fully encourage that.
Blood and guts.
I
That sounds like dentist language to me. You go down and release and all.
might just come as a fried egg. I could just get a white sheet and put a big orange blob
It's
on
a
it. and
joke.
put it on.
Heimlich over there.
Right, so
Oh no, the Heimlich. Did you know the Heimlich family are quite miffed? Because the Heimlich guy also invented the trachea. Tracheotomy.
How can you go as a fried egg?
got a white sheet with a big orange dot and a fried egg. Have I got to do that now?
It would seem so.
Oh, okay.
I think Harley Quinn. You'd make a good Harley Quinn.
Would I? Mm-hmm. Is that from a Batman thing?
Yes,
Oh my goodness.
that'll do. That,
Okay.
you were
Is that
making
Margot
a-
Robbie? Was
That's
she
right.
played that?
You know more about that than you. And obviously, there's a new Joker. That's
Lady Gaga
flopping
plays the new
amazing.
Harley Quinn.
Oh, okay.
And it's,
okay.
apparently that's not doing very well.
Is it out?
Yeah.
I saw a billboard for it in Paisley.
Something to do with the director sabotaging it because they were needing a sequel just because the first one made so much money. And they're like, well, let's. I mean, I don't want to give too much, but
Is
apparently
this a...
it's a sequel.
It is a sequel,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Like, apparently it's really not good. I haven't seen it, so I can't really comment.
Someone asked a question a minute ago and then we went off on a tangent, but I can't remember who asked the question
Oh.
about what. You were talking about the Coates podcast.
Oh, no, just mention the Halloween thing because
Yeah.
that's our exciting big.
Yeah.
So it's in the Halloween, it's in the Coats, and we've got 3 guests.
So we have to
No,
be
we've got
dressed
2
up.
guests. Yes, we need to dress up. So we've got Gail coming around and talk about the witches. Well, does that mean our guests need to dress up? Because they'll look a wee bit. So, and you know the Scottish Ghost Company are coming on. So it's 2 of them. And one, and Yvonne and David, and they're doing a wee mini paranormal investigation in the Coats.
Wow.
That would be... Do you know, a few years back, Sarah and I... It's not Paisley, but Sarah and I went out to Lochwinnoch. I was out flying a drone around a little ruin.
Mentioned it!
No. was it
Droney McFly!
was it the church rune? The one away up, if you go away up the cycle track, way up the wee path? No?
Can you
Looking
say
at me
yes?
blankly.
I can't remember where it was. Anyway,
What you're saying I agree with.
Oh, and it might have been. It's okay, carry on.
Anyway, moving swiftly. Swiftly moving.
Everybody's watching.
Sorry, I'll let you talk.
I don't know. It's not the one, I think...
Was that way up a hill?
I don't know where it was. Anyway, there was a thing in Lochwinnoch.
I'm invested now. Just when I thought.
Need to find this rune in the window.
Anyway,
The reason we
anyway.
got onto this... Hold on a minute.
Who are muting? Muir. Oh, button.
Right. The reason we got onto this is because you mentioned the paranormal investigators.
Oh yeah, what's your thought?
I was flying a drone and I went inside this room and who was there but 2 paranormal investigators. They had all the equipment. It was like something out of Ghostbusters.
okay,
Gadgets.
okay.
But yeah, they reckoned that there was spirits or something there.
I wouldn't be
Of
surprised.
course, Sarah, my wife, was quite into all that stuff.
Yep.
She had runestones,
Was she?
spiritualists and all that kind of thing, yeah. And her sister's the same. And so she was fascinated by it and had a wee gab. But I've never spoke to anyone like that. And I was quite curious myself. So naturally I was standing there asking them about a million questions about what they're doing. And
We'll
things.
need to figure out chairs for how we get 2 people. Anyway, but the interesting thing is, we could then maybe do other paranormal type things with them.
Do you still have the
Other
footage?
Yes.
Because I want to know where this rune is now.
Yes, I've got it on
Right, I want
my,
you to see
one,
this.
my other YouTube channel.
Okay. Well, direct me to it. I want to know where this is.
I will find the footage.
Thank you.
Okay. So, and I think our last topic is.
Well, there's an interesting festival coming this
Oh,
way.
is there an interesting festival?
Yes.
Do tell.
And it's something that's particularly close to my heart. Now, I'll tell you what it is. And something that's been, something that a lot of people consider a taboo subject. And it's unfair, really is.
It's essential.
So the Scottish Mental Health Arts Festival takes place right across Scotland. But there are a lot of events happening right here in Paisley.
Right.
Forgive me, I'm blocked up. So it probably comes
lot of
across.
things happening in
So there's a few events coming up. For example, Visibility. It's obviously the word visibility, but there's a capital A in it, so it's all about ability. There's an autism through art exhibition. Now these things are brilliant, and it's something that's really inclusive, and it's celebrating autism through art. So it's an inspired exhibition showcasing the incredible talents of Renfrewshire's autistic artists.
Amazing.
And it's about showcasing their unique perspectives. Now I've got a nephew that's autistic. I think probably most of us know someone that's got an autistic nephew or aunt or uncle or whatever. But again, it's something that years ago was sort of taboo, but now it's all about being inclusive and showcasing what people are capable of. There's another one that's actually the 15th to Saturday the 19th of October. So Tuesday the 15th to Saturday the 19th, and it's going to be the Restoration and Creation Paisley.
Yeah.
Restoration and
That's
Creation.
Browns
Browns Lane.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, it's down there.
Oh, I know it.
Yes.
Upstairs, there's a market.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I went to Browns Lane not long ago for the first time. I had never been.
That was the day
you were there.
Yep.
And it was brilliant. It was brilliant.
We've yet to go
It's
back.
a really nice
It's been
atmosphere.
so
and
busy.
they have
Sat and had a cup of tea and listened to a guy singing, and it was
they have
fantastic.
the band playing. I
do really well.
don't know the name of that band, but they always.
There's another one here called Invisible, which is again another take on it. So that's about blind, challenging people with the self-stigma, negative thoughts we hold about ourselves. So exploring different sides of ourselves in a fun and creative way through a therapeutic workshop.
Because it is the brain that plays tricks on us. You know, who do you think
course
you
it is.
are? You could do nothing. It's a
Well,
fascinating
that's
thing.
mental health. The mental health stigma. So I myself have had a lot of stuff going on in my life in the past couple of years. And I found my way of dealing with mental health. I started my own YouTube channel, and it's called Riding Through Grief. So my tool for dealing with grief was using my motorbike
Amazingly.
and my music.
Yes.
And
So you're driving and talking.
yeah. So the
It's very
idea,
therapeutic to watch.
the thing about it was, or what I thought was, through people I've spoken to, especially blokes, you tend to kind of go, I'm fine.
Exactly. And yeah.
But how are you doing? I'm fine. How are you doing?
Kinda bottle
I'm
everything
fine.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I kind of thought the opposite. So before Sarah passed away, we had a wee discussion about this, and I thought, to me, it was a sort of catharsis. It was about sharing. I was a bit reluctant to do it to start with, but it's been brilliant.
Yeah.
And the amount of people that's come on board,
Yeah.
and the amount of support, and the amount of other people that's brought into a community. And I've got so many messages on from blokes that ride bikes, from people that
amazing.
don't ride bikes. Someone in France who messages regularly. They've all lost their husbands, wives, partners, and it's great to be able to talk to people to show that it's okay not to be okay. you know?
The world is it's about being vulnerable, isn't it? You know.
Yep.
So you're just under 800 subscribers, is that right?
At the moment, yeah.
Yes, and it's kicking off.
That's only since May.
Amazing. And it's
Brilliant.
Sunday Post recently.
Sunday Post and a wee segment in the breakfast show
And
for
you
the BBC Scotland.
Have your own podcast. So how would the viewers check in?
Riding Through Grief YouTube channel. Just type in Riding Through Grief and you'll come across the channel. And it's mainly about me sharing my journey of grief and trying to explore the tools that I use to sort of get to where I am today, which is 6 months down the line.
Amazing.
But the biggest part of that, as I would say to anybody with mental health issues, is people around you. Rachel, Gavin, friends, family, the support. Speaking to people.
I mean,
It's important.
what
so
I was
important
going to say
talk.
is quite the opposite of that. Do you know, I do co-worker therapy.
Yep.
I usually was doing it kind of weekly and got my wife involved for a bit. And it's an interesting thing, submerging yourself in freezing cold water for 10 minutes.
I have seen your pictures.
I know, yes. Clothed. and you're not throwing yourself in, you're kind of going in at a foot at a time because throwing yourself in is quite dangerous.
Yeah.
I guess the one I normally talk about was in November, December time. There was snow on the ground. So I would go to stay in the reservoir, kind of 10 minutes from my house. And it was absolutely freezing on the way going there. So I wear shorts, shoes, and a long sleeve t-shirt for the wind when I'm wet. And that's it. So no wetsuit. And I was absolutely chittering on the way in. And I get in the foot in, and it's quite painful. You're standing in there knee deep, and it's really painful. Like, what am I doing here? But then you eventually do get waist in slowly because you acclimatise. You know, it ticks lots of boxes with regards to combating your flight or fight.
Yep.
Just kind of being proud of yourself because you've done it. It helps your metabolism. So I would go in waist deep, shoulder deep, and then as I came out, I'd be a radiator. I'd be glowing because my core had all switched on. So you don't really want to go beyond 10 minutes because there's risk of hypothermia. So 10 minutes is a nice, good number. But you just feel amazing.
Yeah.
My mind goes 1,000 miles per hour. You know, I sleep very well, right? But other than that, I'm like, and sometimes I used to be a bad habit of.
You do what?
It's like a gremlin.
It's like something out of the Gremlins, isn't it?
They're remaking. Did you tell me they're remaking Gremlins?
They're making another
Yeah,
Gremlins.
sorry, not off on a
Gremlins
tangent.
3.
Well, it'll all be CGI next time.
Yeah.
No, they're trying to keep it. Animatronic. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And because I have a bad habit of being too intense with stuff, you know.
Really?
Really?
Surprise! Spoiler.
Have you ever noticed that?
Exactly. But the problem with that is then I would not really be as present in my life as I should be, because my cogs are always, you know, turning away like this and that, and maybe do this, maybe do that.
And how does the cold water therapy affect that part
So
of you?
it's instant therapy. The brain goes zip and nothing goes on in it. And it's and I go in myself. So I'm not swimming, so there's no danger of tides or reeds or anything like that. My feet are firmly planted on the ground at all times. And I've got the castle, and it's alone, and it's a nice wee bit of sanctuary, a wee bit of zen of just taking it all in until our Neds go, "Oh, big man, you're going for a wash." You know?
And no one's tried to drown you there yet,
Not
Kevin?
yet, you know. I've now got my location. They'll be like, "Oh, there he goes. Give him a minute."
Would you recommend it?
I would. I genuinely would. Because
For someone like me who's a big fearty, I don't like water.
it feels fabulous. It does. It's difficult. So I've took a lot of my friends in, and I've taken my wife in, and they've all said the same. You get a nice glow
Yeah,
about
it's
you.
supposed to. I'm sure someone said to me like it boosts your immunity system as well, and
It does so much metabolism, immunity. It can change your, I don't know, from brown fat to white fat or one or the other. So it does lots of healthy things. And you're talking about 5 to 6 hours of serotonin being released. So you just feel banging. And I don't understand why. I don't understand the science of it, but it's lovely.
It works. I mean, I've heard plenty of people, well, not heard them, I've read about plenty of people doing
So
it.
we'll do an episode
Yes.
of going for a dip.
Oh,
But honestly, you'd be
Do
surprised.
are your hands and your feet covered?
So there's 2 ways to do it. Sometimes you can keep your hands out of the water,
Okay.
but normally when I'm shoulder deep anyway, I'm going to go right under.
But do things touch your feet?
No,
Like, what if there's stuff in the water?
there's not. So there's also
That's what freaks me out.
go up
going to do it
to
as well.
No.
I also go
I'll
up
do
to
it.
I'll
If
just
you,
go-
if you do it, I'll do it.
yeah. Well, I also went up to the White Lock. There's a different story that I got.
We need Rachel to do it because she's got a car.
She's the only person with wheels. Yes,
I mean, I've got my motorbike, and
I'll
I
just
can
sit
take one of you in the
car
back.
with my heater on.
it's a story for a different time.
Take
But
pictures.
I once
Absolutely.
got myself involved by a cold water therapy cult.
Oh, that's definitely a story for another time. In
It
fact,
is.
that'll be the after. Once we're
No,
off the
that's clean.
Oh, is it?
But they pretty much kind of were helping addicts and kind of giving them another addiction
okay,
and stuff
okay.
like that.
Wow.
But they were helping. But it's a
But
story.
again,
for
it's a mental
different
health
time.
thing. And the big thing
Yeah.
about mental health is talk. Speak to people,
Uh-huh.
phone your friend, phone your family, and look up, if you pop onto Google and look up the Scottish Mental Health Arts Festival, something that's worth looking at. Loads of things going on throughout Paisley during that period.
Yeah, I just saying, it's important to be vulnerable. Just reach out, put a hand out, and somebody will be there. I think that's the world we live in. Just nobody wants to show vulnerabilities.
Also, and this is again maybe going off on a tangent.
I was just about to say that, just talking on what you said, there's
Uh-huh.
a perception that makes someone weak.
Exactly, but it's the opposite.
I was worried about
It's
that.
the opposite because it used to be brave to do that.
All the
Yeah,
feedback
you're
that
showing
I've
your
had when I
vulnerabilities,
started
aren't you?
my channel is about how much it's helped people. So
And people care.
my perception
do
that
care.
it makes me look weak was completely inaccurate.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. It's an interesting thing.
Anyway,
It really
Rachel,
is.
sorry.
No, just
Tangent away.
couple of things.
Tangerine away.
Couple of things. Just you're talking about that was that there's a play on at the Paisley Arts Centre on the 14th of November called Men Don't Talk.
Oh, yes.
So it says 3 men find banter, bird boxes, and biscuits in a fictional men's shed which celebrates companionship, camaraderie,
That
and
sounds fun.
custard creams.
Oh, yeah.
Claire Prenton's poignant, hilarious, moving, and thought-provoking play explores the myth that men don't talk.
We should go and
So,
review that.
it's
We
supposed to
should.
be
We should
really
go.
good.
I think that'd be quite an
Review
interesting
section.
thing to
Yeah,
watch,
yeah.
actually. When is that?
The 14th of November.
Ooh.
Thursday.
Let's get that in November.
Yeah,
then,
so
yeah.
it sounds good. Half past 7 to 8:45. But the other thing I was thinking about, just when I'm out and about, is that so many people have. I know we're wearing headsets just now, but headphones on trains and buses, and so say you're on a long train journey and you're a bit bored, a bit lonely, and you think, oh, do you know, I'd really fancy a wee conversation with somebody.
It's difficult.
Nobody, and then you hear people saying, I never meet anybody, I never talk to anybody. Well, you're walking about with headphones on and
Yeah.
you look like you're listening to music, not want to talk to anybody. So,
or it's sitting like this.
Uh-huh.
it's society is, like it's kind of hard to.
It's right. If you were sitting in a bus and somebody else got on, they would sit as far away from them and they would sit as far away.
Yeah.
But I feel as if you break that seal and you get high, people kind of lighten up.
Old-fashioned conversation.
Yes.
There's nothing to beat it.
Yes.
Just a random person in the street or a random person somewhere that just stops and usually there's an icebreaker. In my case, it's my dogs.
Oh,
Everybody
yeah.
always
Oh,
comes
yeah.
out, oh, they're lovely.
It's you and
Then
my
you
kids
stand in
as
there and
well,
have a
yeah.
30-minute conversation
Or the
with
weather.
a completely stranger, you know. It's
Everyone's an expert in the weather in Scotland.
all the gargoyle.
But you know, it's going to take decades to understand the amount of damage the internet's done to humans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's mental, and it's not stopping. There's no government body or saying, you know, step away. You know, we're just snow diving, head diving into who knows where, really.
Technology's moving at a frightening pace.
Yeah.
And I think it's dumbing us down.
Low attention span and everything. You know, the poor children.
People don't do maths nowadays. They pick up the calculator or they ask Siri,
Well,
you know,
we
how
were
to add
talking
something together, or they want something to just check with AI, or there's no...
And people can't read clocks as well. We were talking about this the other day. Like they can't actually read a clock. You know?
Oh, like a-
Yeah, they just
Because
look at
we're
it.
androids now because we have all the answer to our fingertips. So,
Yeah.
you know,
There's no reason for being thick anymore, really, because people. If
you got no excuse.
just Google it.
Yeah.
Which I look really clever. I mean,
So I wonder if anybody's been called Google yet. You know, people get crazy names.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
So just to wrap up, we'll just talk about the Halloween parade.
Yes.
It's quite a legendary parade. Paisley's quite well known for this parade.
Yes.
I don't know the snare drum people. You know, the neon.
Oh yes,
They're probably the iconic image
Yeah.
What
of.
call them again?
what they called?
Oh, we should have looked
Not
it up,
Tin
shouldn't we?
Men.
Are they not just
Called-
the LED drummers or something?
Yeah, they're
Potentially
just
that.
drummers. I think that's just
LED,
drummers.
I think they're called the LED drummers.
And obviously there's the stilt folk. They're quite.
Yes.
And they're look like kind of circus reject folk.
Don't call them that.
That's
It's,
the kind of horror.
Press a button and find out.
Best thing ever.
If you've watched The Greatest Showman, what he means is people
Are
that
we?
are
We're
unique.
rejects.
No, wait a minute. No, I mean they look kind of horror-y.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah. Actually, the Halloween
Reject.
festival last year, for the first
Headless
time
Harry's
ever,
took
I
that
got
away.
to walk around it. But we went out really early before the queue started, and the queue
Because
started.
you can.
on-
You're like a meter away.
well, I happen
You
to
don't
live
even
in-
need to leave your house to see it.
Yeah,
No,
that's
I don't.
true.
I know, I don't. But I don't know why I'm pointing over here. But actually, I think I went out with Sarah, and we went right to the front, and we went right round the whole thing. It's fantastic,
Yeah, so
but it gets super
sure it's
busy.
the 27th of.
But there is a change this year, and it's something I think is very worth mentioning. Rachel,
I had to get back to this. Oh, here it is. Yeah, so the event is free to attend, but this year we'll see the introduction of new grandstand seating, offering a fantastic view of the parade with tickets priced at £15 per person. A small number of grandstand tickets will go on sale from the 19th of September.
personally, I think I could charge £30 a go to stand at my windows.
Yeah, premium seats. Yes. Yeah, and
You should bring the kids up to mine.
probably a good idea. That's probably we'll definitely do that as well.
See,
And there's going to be a new fun
They
fair
love your
location.
dogs as well.
Yeah.
A new fun fair location at the Lagoon and East End Park.
So you could. So wait a minute. So you could stand and participate for free, but then there's higher
You get
seating,
grandstand where you're presumably going to get a much better view.
better view.
Well, you know what it's like when you're in a massive crowd. Unless you're 6'6".
I can click on it and see what happens. Oh, there's your drummers.
That's LED drummers.
Is that what they're called?
I don't know. I think so.
Oh, we need to get it right now.
Parade and tickets. Let's see.
It usually tells you.
Oh, it does. Yeah, you're right. LED drummers.
Hey, there we go.
Yes, thank you.
But yeah, that's really well known. That was him. Oh, him
Oh, there's
solo.
one. Oh, wait. Expect to see a ghostly pirate ship.
Oh.
Glowing jellyfish, towering puppets, bubble blowing witches, cowboy zombies, stilt walking trees, and loads more.
And do you remember they put the big fingers over the town hall?
Yes,
Oh,
they did
yes,
that.
yes, I love that.
So it's really well known, the Halloween parades. You know, you talk to a lot of people.
It is fantastic.
Paisley's well known for that. So, I mean, I don't need to plug that. I'm sure everybody knows about that.
Paisley's great for things like that in general.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
Going back years before pre-COVID,
Uh-huh.
things have changed a lot since COVID. Every pub-
Do you know,
pre-COVID
although I would like to see back, do you ever go to the beer festival?
Yes.
I used to love the beer festival. So the beer festival was an engraved pint glass, maybe cost a £5.
Yep.
And the beer festival went for 3 days, and that engraved pint glass get you for all 3 days. So you're paying entry.
Is
one-
there
yeah.
not still the food and drink festival
There's
includes
a food and
a
drink, so
segment of
that's
that?
more family related. But the beer festival is potentially one of the biggest beer
what
festivals in the whole of Scotland.
What is the festival that the two towns
So that is a beer festival. Yeah. So that's,
they do
that's
that
where,
at Coats, don't they?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's where to get your fill of the beer festival.
Right. Okay.
So it used to be Camera, and you talk about 400 beers used to be the old one, and it had like a ceilidh, and you get your hot dogs, and it was. I used to collect my pint glasses, so I'm glad that Two Towns Down is doing a version of it. Do you remember when that is? That soon? No, it's they've got an event soon, but it's not that one.
No. I'm going to not try and lie. I don't know when it is. Sorry.
Well, 2 times then we'll get that mentioned in the next episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, get a look at
I feel as if is it not usually a spring thing? Is it not been? Is it not a spring thing?
I thought it
Oh
was.
yeah. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. We'll
I
correct
don't
ourselves next week. Otherwise,
Remember we used to have the classic car rally and the
oh yeah.
the fireworks festival. That was my favourite.
Well, yeah. So they didn't do that last year.
We used to have the. We've not done it for years since before COVID.
COVID.
And because the stage was right outside my house,
You got
you looked out the window, the stage was there. And we just
best seat for anything happening in
but
Paisley.
it was the one time of
Obviously,
the
we
year.
can't show him because that's where he lives. You know.
Sarah used to laugh and say, "This is the time of year where everybody comes out of the woodwork. Hello, can I come up to yours and visit?"
Exactly.
What just happens
I love
to be
that
on Guy
view.
Fawkes night?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
I remember we had that wee drinking yours of just sitting, loving the view. I mean, I just couldn't live there because I would just enjoy it too much. Because there would that fear that you were just going to get used to it. You know, you still appreciate the view, and you're like, well, it's just a banging view of the Abbey.
I don't.
See, exactly. See, you've been sedated.
I do sometimes.
So speaking of which, I think we need to get the drone out and do one of those day or night things. We need to think about what our Christmas thing is.
Ooh,
Exactly.
we'll need to do something.
Brainstorm, I think.
We'll have a think about that
Are
one.
we having a Christmas party?
I think we should.
Yeah.
I don't just mean the three of us, by the way.
Why don't we just have it here?
How many people can get in here?
Well, we'll clear it out a bit. We'll have music going. We'll get some lights.
I mean, that's why not?
I
Let's see
mean,
why not.
We've got a small speaker set here. We could have some good music.
DJs, exactly. I think that's happening.
Did you say the Bee Gees?
DJs.
Oh,
DJs.
so I don't think the Bee Gees will come.
Well, they're related to Paisley.
Well, there's only one left anyway, so no, I don't know.
They're all Paisley buddies.
How many are left?
Just to be.
Nah.
Oh, sorry, that's
Rest in peace.
Brunch.
Rest in peace. But they are.
So I think that's us for another episode.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it was a good.
Spelled the demons there.
I'm still full of the cold. I've got mad flu.
Do you think we'll get through an episode that you've fallen apart? It's going to be, it's hilarious. I never would have thought it'd been me, you know?
Yeah.
I just don't know what was funny about.
Well, there was the iron brew up the nose, and then it was her being an egg. There's a compilation there as well. But is that so? What were the outtakes of the last episode?
The intro.
Me saying what did I say?
Oh, the
Podcast,
intro.
podcast, bootcast.
I'll show you as soon as
Yeah, we're finished.
we close up. We'll.
So next week's episode is probably going to be Halloween themed. So it's not going to be our Halloween show, but we'll get some Halloween decorations for next episode, and then the episode after will be our Coates Halloween show, which is Gail, the paranormal investigators, and Jacqueline McCaig from the Old Swan talking about her ghost.
And you just don't know who else might appear.
We must load up the samples.
Oh, with spookiness.
Yes.
Yes.
We must load up the samples.
So if you change the samples, can you still get I mean, these are iconic samples now. You can't not have these samples, but so can you change them and then change them back?
Can have 128 banks. I just press a button
different
to change the bank.
presets?
Yes. So
Wow.
there's 8 buttons there. I can have 128 banks of 8.
Wow.
And are you allowed to play like commercial music on a podcast? Are you do you
Probably not.
permission,
No,
or-
no, because
Yeah, no.
via YouTube would flag that.
Oh, okay.
But
You just have to make up
We
our
can
own.
make our own music. We can,
which the jingle maybe
we're in a recording studio here. There's no reason why we can't.
the jingle will be out for just after Christmas for our
We'll
8th
get the
episode.
jingle.
It's
We'll get the jingle going properly. We'll record it properly.
episode 5, eh? Who would have thought?
I know.
No, who thought we wouldn't have killed each other by now?
I know it's done really well. I mean,
Well, somebody's pulled their head off. apart from that.
he's smelling. He stinks. The rigor mortis and everything.
I
If
can't.
MD knows who that is.
I
if
can't
anybody's
smell
listening,
anything just now.
I don't know if he's bald or he previously used to have hair. He does bite.
Does he?
Yeah, he's
Does his mouth move?
yeah. So if so, I mean, I guess the backstory is he's an animatronic guy he's full length, and he pulls his own head off.
Oh,
Oh, you're not going down. I'll move it that way.
does it not light up as well? Did you
Yeah,
say?
he lights up.
We'll get
Oh,
him.
it's the elbows at the seat, but he lifts his head up and down. And but he's full. He is actually he is 5'9". He's actually the
Does he
same
have a
height.
body?
Yeah, he has a torso.
Okay.
But I do need, the problem is I do need to walk home with him, so hopefully
I think we need a wee bit of decor in here.
it's every week, every couple of I need to change stuff
A
Well,
remodel.
I'm just thinking themed for.
for Halloween.
Oh.
Yeah, so
And then
what
themed for Christmas.
defos.
And then themed for January.
Yeah.
Themed for
I
February.
would say so. Yeah, so we'll definitely. Yeah, my kids actually. So my kids play with this guy all the time. Put makeup and all. Yeah, so they've actually pulled all. So if you pull that, the whole thing's ruined. His hand kind of goes to there, and all the animatronics. So I've had that guy 18 years.
Wow. He looks
Yeah, no, he doesn't. He's definitely aged. He's a wee bit of Botox.
So your kids aren't scared of him?
No, he's like a member of the family, and I take him out for Christmas. We put Christmas hats on him, just get value for money. Yeah, no, leave him alone. He's falling apart as it is. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Episode 5, episode 6 will be themed, and episode 7 will be the Halloween. But I think that's us for another episode. So happy anniversary.
Yes.
Yes, happy
well done.
anniversary, guys. Thank you.
This is Craig. This is Rachel. I'm Gavin. This is the All About Paisley podcast. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Very much appreciate that. Like and subscribe if you're not already, and we'll see you next week. Take care for now.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Woo!